Hello, race fans. Here is Trent Dunham back on YouTube. I'm finally feeling back to 100% after I have been greatly sick and been to the hospital for the last month. And I hope all of you guys have missed me, as I'm ready to bring you guys the Foxwoods Resort and Casino 301 live from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This is the 22nd race of the season, and time is slowly going down before we end up to the chase to crown ourselves a new champion for this year. And speaking of champions, we have reigning defending champion Michael Norma starting from the 4th position in his number 21, right behind the front row, consisting of Skye, who is going to be starting 2nd, and Dougie Shears, our Talladega winner. He is going to start this race from the pole. Now, after winning at Atlanta Motor Speedway on the last time we were on YouTube, Seth Cole, he's going to have some work to do, as he's going to start very deep in the field. But we're going to have some guys who are up there in the points, or some guys who are trying to get up there in the points. Our points leader, James Qualls, he is actually starting this race from the 6th position. But anything can happen at a track like New Hampshire. This is a new New Hampshire, because at first I believe I was using the 2009 version, but now I'm using the 2020 version. And the racing here is somewhat decent, but it has one glaring problem, which we'll probably find out on the very first lap. What do I mean by that? Well, you're just going to have to wait, as we're just seconds away from those famous words in motorsports.
And now, race fans, the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
Guys, I just want everybody to remember today, we don't need to lead any lap until that last lap. That's the only one that matters today.
And as the drivers are rolling off pit road, here is your starting lineup for the Foxwoods Resort and Casino 301. And as the drivers are going double file heading into turns 3 and 4, Dougie Shears, he's going to try to look to get his second SEGA Cup Series victory of the season. He has raced in this series for so long until he finally got his first SEGA Cup Series victory at Talladega, and it was under caution. But he would love to get his first victory under the green flag as the pace car makes its way onto pit road. I hope you guys are ready to race at New Hampshire, as the green flag is now out. And we already got drivers going insanely wide. And oh man, Kyle Matthews, he's already going for the race lead. And oh man, they're going 3 wide further back, as we now see Kyle Matthews, he's hanging on to that race lead. Now we see Tim Fiegel getting behind him in 2nd place, as Kyle Matthews, he'll lead the very first lap. Now we see Alex Ferranti working on the inside of Dougie Shears. And now we see Tim Fiegel working on the inside of the lead from Kyle Matthews. And oh man, we got big trouble. Oh man, we got a lot of drivers wrecking back there. And one of them was William Brock. Oh man, he was the first driver I saw go around. And that will, without a doubt, bring out our first caution of the day. Tim Fiegel will lead them to the yellow flag. And oh man, a lot of drivers were involved. There's Skye, who started this race in 2nd place. He's got front and rear end damage. And there's William Brock, who took a big beating. Oh man, this season is just going from bad to worse for the 42 team. And there's Levi McIntyre who got slammed into the inside wall. And there's the reigning champion Michael Norman. He just can't seem to get out of trouble. And there's Matt McIntyre in the 27. Oh man, he's got some problems. And oh man, Dustin Stuller, he was involved. Allison Rain in the 7s got damaged. And oh no, there's damage to Ron Acosta to the front of his 78. There's a little bit of rear damage to the rear of RJ Bishop. And I'm trying to see if there's anyone else. There's a little bit of rear damage to Charles Sanford. And I think these guys are just trying to figure out where they all are. There's Simon Oscon in the 91. And oh man, it looks like that accident really wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But we had a few drivers involved. We're gonna have to take a look to the replays and see let's see what happened, as Tim Fiegel is our race leader. Well, here's having to brought out our first caution. William Brock, Allison Rain, Michael Norman, and Skye Commons, they were going 4 wide here. And at a track this small, you do not want to go 4 wide here. This is the best camera angle that this track has. And I'm trying to see like where the contact started. It looks like the contact starts between Allison Rain and William Brock, as both of William Brock, he gets into it with Allison Rain, and that just causes both Allison to slam hard into the safer barrier right next to Skye Commons, as Rain spins out in the front. Then further back, Levi McIntyre and Dustin Stuller, and oh man, Steven Gonzalez, he came in contact with William Brock. I'm gonna have to bring that back a little bit. Okay, go to the spectators camera so I can get a much better look at this. Stephen Colin dives down to the inside, as well as Dylan Young. They both managed to get out of the way. But oh man, there's Levi McIntyre and Dustin Stuller. They both slammed the inside safer barrier. Then Stephen Gonzalez, he actually gets into it with Levi McIntyre. I'm trying to bring it back just a little bit. And yes, he gets into the back of William Brock. And Matt McIntyre also gets a piece of William Brock as well. This happened right in front of Jonathan Zorlin, which I think he slammed on the brakes to avoid this trouble. We're going to have to ride on board with the 43 and see what he saw. And oh man, it looks like the majority of the field was able to get past this with no problems. But further back, Allison Rain and Skye Commons got into it. And Levi McIntyre also got a piece of William Brock. Oh man, William Brock, he's just a pinball in this. And I do believe that Brock already took his 42 back to the garage area. Oh man, just a rough couple of weeks over there for the 42 team in the SEGA Motorsports area. Here we are riding on board with the number 43 Medallion Bank Chevy Camaro of Jonathan Zorlin. Oh man, just quick thinking on the brakes, and he manages to get out of the way to avoid any kind of trouble. That's good driving by our Martinsville winner. Before we head back to live action, let's ride on board with the number 41 Haas Ford Mustang of Brayson Mitchell. As you can see, he was caught between Dustin Stuller and Joshua Mudd, but he was able to quickly squeeze himself through and avoid him. He's right next to his two Stewart Haas Racing teammates. And here we are back at New Hampshire. We're going to restart with 40 laps to go. And we have 7 drivers who are now out of this race. They are Steven Gonzalez, William Brock, Allison Rain, Skye Commons, Levi McIntyre, Michael Norman, and Charles Sanford, who just blew a motor. Alright, once we get back racing, our top 10 goes as follows. Tim Fiegel is the race leader. Second is Kyle Matthews. Third, Alex Ferranti. Fourth, Dougie Shears. Fifth, Dylan Poteet. Sixth is James Qualls. Seventh is Cole Deaver. Eighth is Nathan Orman. Ninth is Stephen Colin. And rounding out the top 10 is Cole Daly. The rest of the top 15 are Dylan Young, teammate Danny Wells, Alex Drayton, Jonathan Zorlin, and Brayson Mitchell. The racing here is still very young here. Pace car is already making its way back onto the racetrack, and the green flag is now back out. Okay, trying to make sure I was on the right camera. And oh man, Tim Fiegel, he's trying to get a run on the outside. And oh man, they're going 3 wide for second place. Oh man, these guys better be careful. It looks like Dougie Shears, he wants to get back to that lead. And oh man, these guys are running really hard right now. As Kyle Matthews, he had to back out of it, which is probably the smart move. Like I said, you don't want to go 4 wide here unless you want to end up creating a big wreck like we saw in the first caution. Tim Fiegel continues to lead as we see the drivers coming down the back straight away now. And oh man, Dougie Shears, he's all over the back bumper of the 19. Well, he was. Now it looks like he's trying to move to the inside now for the lead, which I do believe he will take. And Dougie Shears will in fact lead this lap. I'm trying to stay on the TV2 camera. I'm trying to decide which camera is the best one to run here. As Tim Fiegel, he go to the extreme high side. I don't know if that was the right move to make. And man, Nathan Orman gets turned. The 48 gets turned out of turn 2. And I do believe that will bring out our second caution of the day. Dougie Shears will continue to hang on to that lead as Poteet will run second. And yes, the caution is in fact out. The 48 goes for a single car spin, and I don't think anyone hit the 48, but I don't think he's going to be too happy with whoever spun him. But hey, the race is still young, and there is still time to make up some positions. I'm trying to see if anyone is making an indication for pit road right now, and I don't think they are yet. Well, we got one driver coming down pit road, and it looks like it's going to be Tim Fiegel, and he's bringing a few other drivers with him. Stephen Colin, Kyle Matthews, Dylan Young, and Jonathan Zorlin. This may be pit strategy, I'm not sure, but Dougie Shears will continue to lead. Let's go ahead and head to the replays and see who exactly turned Nathan Orman out of turn 2. Now here's how we brought out our second caution. Alex Ferranti, Kyle Matthews, Nathan Orman, and it looks like Stephen Colin and Cole Daly, they were literally in a 4 wide situation. And it looks like that Alex Ferranti came down right into Kyle Matthews, and it actually sends Kyle Matthews right into Nathan Orman, and then that in turn made Nathan Orman ended up getting turned by the 18 of Cole Daly. So a little bit of trouble in paradise in the Hendrick Motorsports stable. Alex Ferranti somewhat started that, and Cole Daly finished it. And unfortunately, Nathan Orman, he was the collateral damage in that situation. But luckily, no other driver hit him, and he's able to continue. He just has to come down pit road to get some fresh Goodyears on that 48. Here we are back at New Hampshire, and we're going to restart on lap 14 out of 46, and no drivers retire out of the race from Nathan Orman's spin. Our top 10 once we get back underway goes as follows. Dougie Shears is the race leader. Second is Dylan Poteet. Third is James Qualls. Fourth is Cole Deaver. Fifth is Alex Ferranti. Sixth is Danny Wells. Seventh is Alex Drayton. Eighth, Brayson Mitchell. Ninth is our Road America winner, Nathan Hudson. And rounding out the top 10 is Aaron Macklin. The rest of the top 15 are Joshua Mudd, Joshua Osborne, Chris Dollarton, Jake Rogers, and Christina Bell. We could be having some fresh new faces up here in the field once we get back underway as the pace car makes its way onto pit road and the drivers are getting ready to take the green flag once again here at New Hampshire. And oh man, Dougie Shears, Dylan Poteet, and James Qualls got out to a strong start. And speaking of a strong start, James Qualls, he just took second place away from Dylan Poteet as they're going 3 wide for fourth now. Cole Deaver, Alex Ferranti, and Danny Wells. And oh man, Danny Wells, he's trying to get a charge in that discount tire number 12. And oh man, they're almost going 3 wide for the lead. And James Qualls, he just took it away from Dougie Shears. But now we see Dylan Poteet, he's looking to try to, he wants to try to lead a few of these laps. He ended up finishing second place a couple of weeks ago, but he would love to get a win in that number 31. That is his personal number in NR. And oh man, he's looking to try to get to the inside of his fellow Kentucky native, which he does do, and I do believe he led that lap. Yes, he did. Dylan Poteet has led that lap, but now here comes Dougie Shears and Danny Wells. And oh man, they're almost making it 4 wide again. Oh, these guys better hang on to it. They're almost making it 3 wide for second place, but Danny Wells wisely backs out of it as Dougie Shears, he is trying to do wherever he can to fight back on that inside. He's going to try to do whatever he can to chase down that number 31, and they're going 3 wide a bit back as Poteet continues to lead, but now here comes Dougie Shears trying to fight back. Dylan Poteet trying to do whatever he can, running the Great Clips colors on his number 31 this week. And oh man, Dougie Shears is all over the back bumper of him. Danny Wells now finds himself sitting in third place right now. And oh man, don't forget what happened between Danny Wells and James Qualls back at Darlington. That rivalry could reignite itself today as we now see that Dougie Shears, he's trying to work on the inside of Dylan Poteet to try to get back to the lead. But Danny Wells, he is all over the back bumper of that 83 as Dougie, he will take the lead back from Dylan. And oh man, and Dylan said that the racing here wouldn't be good at New Hampshire. It shows what he knows after I could do a couple of tweaking. But Dougie Shears, he continues to hang on to the lead and it's down. Oh man, Aaron Macklin upside down. Alex Ferranti's in it. Christina Bell is in it. Oh man, we had a big wreck out of turn 2 as Dougie Shears will lead them back to the line. Oh man, I think someone else may have went 4 wide there. And oh man, Cole Deaver, he's back here, but I don't think. And oh man, they're still wrecking in turns 3 and 4. That was Cole Daly and Matt McIntyre, and there's some damage to the Busch Light Apple of Zachary Fitzwater, and he is taking this number 4 back to the garage area. He's done. And oh man, we got more drivers on pit road. Dylan Poteet's teammate James McLeod is in trouble. There's Matt McIntyre, who I saw. And oh no, there's some front end damage to Jessica Shelton. Jessica Shelton started this race in the 40th position. And oh man, there's more damage to Ron Acosta in the 78. And there's Christina Bell, who I saw go around. She's got major rear and right side damage. I don't know if she can get that fixed, as it looks like all the drivers are coming down pit road to get their cars serviced. But oh man, another huge accident takes place at the exit of turn 2. It seems to be that that's the trouble spot. in this race. But while the drivers are getting their car service, they're getting 4 fresh tires and fuel. Let's take a look and see what happened and oh man, Danny Wells came in contact with Dougie Shears on pit road. I really hope that doesn't change anything later down the line. But let's take a look and see what happened to bring out our third caution of the day. We're just having to bring out our third caution. It looks like Christina Bell ends up getting a little bit loose, and she gets right into Chris Dalton in the 82. And unfortunately, Aaron Macklin in the 98, he was just a collateral damage victim in this, as his number 98 just goes completely upside down right off the safer barrier. Dalton spins right in front of Alex Ferranti, and he ends up getting involved in this. But I don't think it's going to be too serious. And then here, Zachary Fitzwater, he actually gets into the left side of Christina Bell. Cole Deaver, he also gets caught in the safer barrier right behind Chris Darlington. Dylan Young, on the far right side of the screen, he got involved, but I think he manages to slip away without any damage. Now Jessica Shelton, that she got her major front end damage there. Let's see how she got that. I think she ran into the back of someone. Let's bring it back a little bit. I'm trying to see who she ran into, and it looks like she ran to the back of Stephen Colin in the 88. Yep. That's exactly what happened. Alex Ferranti, he's doing his best to reverse. I don't see any damage to that number 9. He just got caught along the safer barrier, but I think he'll be able to continue this race. But it doesn't end there, because there was another accident in turns 3 and 4, and I think it may have been here. Yes, it was actually Christina Bell. She actually came in contact with Tim Fiegel. Wait a minute. No, Zachary Fitzwater, I don't know if Fitzwater has a problem with Joe Gibbs Racing here today, but he actually gets into the right rear quarter pound, and he actually tries to turn Tim Fiegel into the safer barrier, but Christina Bell was there, and unfortunately, she ended up getting involved as her wheels lock up. She gets into the safer barrier, then Zachary Fitzwater gets into the back of the number 40. So that may have been karma for Zachary Fitzwater trying to wreck Tim Fiegel. And oh man, speaking of Tim Fiegel, his teammate Cole Daly got into it. And oh man, turn 3 is just calamity corner here. I'm gonna have to find a better angle of this. And yes, here's a much better angle. And yes, as they were trying to get together here, and okay, I thought there was contact between Tim Fiegel and Dylan Young, but no, there wasn't. Christina Bell literally saved Tim Fiegel from getting wrecked there, as Christina, she just sends to the safer barrier. Zachary Fitzwater gets into the back of her, and man, Nathan Ormond, he actually, I'm gonna have to bring it back again. Nathan Ormond, he actually, I think he was going too fast on the apron, and then that's what made him get into Ryan Acosta and Mitchell Collins there in the 22. And Seth Cole, Seth Cole, he also gets collected there, as we see that, up ahead, James McLeod, both he and Jessica Shelton ended up getting into the wall. Jessica Shelton turns the 51 right into the safer barrier, and wow, it's just a huge hit there. Last week's winner, Seth Cole, got into it with Mitchell Collins. And Nathan Ormond, he's got some left rear damage to his 48. As you can see, the smoke erupting from the front of the 51 car. So I think it's safe to say that he's done for today. But oh man, just calamity corner in turns 3 and 4. And oh man, it doesn't end there. Matt McIntyre actually slammed into the back of Cole Daly, and then that also turns Zachary Fitzwater once again. That was those were the two cars I saw while we were live. as we see Dustin Stoller going towards pit road on the apron on the right side of the screen. But oh man, just after the 98 goes upside down, we just had Calamity Corner in turns 3 and 4. And here we are back at New Hampshire. We're going to restart on lap 24 with well past the halfway point, and we have more drivers who are now out of this race. They are Cole Daly, Zachary Fitzwater, Matt McIntyre, James McLeod, and Jessica Shelton. Once we get back underway, our top 10 goes as follows. Danny Wells is the race leader with left side damage after he came in contact with Dougie Shears on pit road. Second is Dougie Shears. Third is James Qualls. Fourth is Dylan Poteet. Fifth is Brayson Mitchell. Sixth is Nathan Hudson. Seventh is Jake Rogers. Eighth is Brendan Castro. Ninth is Alex Drayton. And rounding out the top 10 is Joshua Osborne. The rest of the top 15 are Brett Kennenberg, Samad Oskan, Joshua Mudd, Chris Dalton, and Dylan Young. Pace car makes his way onto pit road, and the 98 better do what he can to get out of the way because he is somehow still in this race after being upside down. I can't remember the last time that's ever happened in NR, where if a driver is upside down, they're able to continue in this race. So he is holding up like the entire inside line. So Aaron Macklin, I commend him for wanting to continue, but he better get out of the way, out of the leaders, and he's actually holding up his own teammate right now. Well, hopefully these guys will be able to avoid that slow 98 as we head back to the front, and it's all about Dougie Shears. Danny Wells just lost the lead as Shears takes the lead back. Poteet now finds himself back in second. Third now is James Qualls, but here comes Brayson Mitchell now. He may have the cleanest car in the top 5 right now. Brayson Mitchell, our winner from Ricky Raceway, he would love to get his second victory of the season in that number 41. He needs to try to represent because he lost 2 of his Stewart Haas Racing teammates. It's just him and Alex Drayton left as he now sits 4th. Now we see Brendan Craster run the McDonald's colors on his number 23 as he currently sits by himself in the 7th position. And we're having a battle for 8th between Brett Kennenberg and Joshua Mudd as they're still trying to go side by side for the front. Dylan Poteet just took the lead away as Joshua Mudd finds himself in the 9th position, and Jake Rogers, he fell all the way back to 10th after finally getting around his slow teammate. Heading back up to the front, it's all about Dylan Poteet right now. James Qualls is going to have to try to do what he can to chase him down. Brayson Mitchell just got around Dougie Shears for 3rd place. That 41, he's going to be gunning for the lead, but Dougie Shears, he's fighting back on the inside. And oh man, Brayson Mitchell, he just went to the extreme high side there. I don't know if that was too smart, but the laps are winding down, and I don't know if anyone has anything for Dylan Poteet right now, but James Qualls might. We have 2 Kentucky natives running 1st and 2nd right now, and I don't know if Dougie Shears is going to have anything for that number 70 or the number 31. Our winner from Talladega, he would love to try to get another victory here. And James Qualls, I'm trying to remember the last time James Qualls was even in victory lane. I believe it was last season at Richmond when he was driving the 42 car. I do believe that was the last time James Qualls was in victory lane. He would love to put that number 70 in victory lane, but he just lost 3rd place to Brayson Mitchell in the 41. He does not need to be on the outside, as it looks like he's about to lose 4th place to Brendan Craster. But while all that is going on, Dylan Poteet, he is running away with that lead. Next time by, we're going to have 16 laps to go. The laps R&D winded down as we're moving through the field. Now we see Nathan Hudson trying to work on the back of James Qualls here. Our winner from Road America, he made a strong move in the very first lap of that race that he was able to take the win. Let's ride on board with the number 6. Wow, oh man, Kyle Matthews just got turned. Wow, I was literally just about to ride on board with Nathan Hudson, but Kyle Matthews gets turned, and I don't think that was what Dylan Pote wanted to see, as the caution is out once again. Oh man, we at least had a decent green flag run going, but unfortunately, it just went all the way for Dylan Pote as Kyle Matthews in the number 77 gets turned. And oh man, he's got rear damage and right side damage. Started this race in the 3rd position. He could have had a possible top 10 finish here today if he would have gotten back up there. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen for the 77. Let's head to the replays and see what happened to Kyle Matthews. And here's having to bring out our 4th caution. Almost the exact same situation. Brett Kennenberg, Dylan Young, Kyle Matthews, and Alex Drayton were in a 4-wide situation. But unfortunately, Kyle Matthews ends up getting hooked by the 14 of Alex Drayton. And that's what sends the 77 spinning around right into that inside safer barrier. As you see the wheels lock up on the 77, it's just, just rough contact for the 77. Similar situation to what happened to Nathan Ormond earlier here today. Dylan Pote had a decent lead, but unfortunately that went away. But hopefully he can hang on to it once we go back to live action. And here we are back at New Hampshire. We're gonna restart with 10 laps to go. And Dylan Pote will continue to lead this thing. Dougie Shears is 2nd. 3rd is Brayson Mitchell, hoping to lead a lap for the first time here today. 4th is Brendan Crasta. 5th is James Qualls. 6th is Nathan Hudson. 7th, Jake Rogers. 8th, Joshua Mudd. 9th is Tim Fiegel trying to race his way back up to the front. And rounding out the top 10 is Stephen Colin. The rest of the top 15 are Danny Wells, Cody Lamas, Brett Kennenberg, Dylan Young, and Nathan Ormond. Now, a lot can happen in 11 laps to go. Hopefully, we won't have another caution, and hopefully, Aaron Macklin can get out of the way of these race leaders, as the green flag is now back out here at New Hampshire. And Pote, he's going to have to try to do whatever he can to hang on to that lead. And oh man, they're making it there. Oh man, they're almost making it 3 wide for the lead. Brayson Mitchell, he's trying to make a charge to the front. He can't quite do it yet. And oh man, he drove it in there really hard. But he will take 2nd place away from Dougie Shears. Or at least he's going to try to. He doesn't have any help. Brandon Krause is all over the back of the 83, and I actually heard a car screeching. I think the caution's back out. Yes, it is. The caution is back out, and this may be exactly what Pote needs right now, as we now see that Brayson Mitchell, he's looking to try to get 2nd place away from Dougie Shears once again, and I believe we had an incident in the front straightaway. Yes, we did, as Pote will lead him once again to the yellow flag. And I'm trying to see what exactly happened. And it looks like it was Brett Kennenberg. Oh, man. Brett Kennenberg. I don't know what happened to him in the 38. But, oh, man. It may have been him and Chris Dollarton. I'm not sure. But Kennenberg, he is coming down pit road to get his number 38 serviced. But now the question is, do any of the leaders need to come down pit road? Because I don't think they came down pit road since Aaron Macklin had his flip. But oh man, Pote, he's gonna have a charge of number 41 to deal with. Pote's still trying to get his first win of the season, while Brayson Mitchell and Dougie Shears, and as well as Brandon Krause, second, third, and fourth are trying to get their second wins of the season, and Poteet is the only one who could possibly deny them that. But we're going to have to go to the replays and see what exactly happened to Brett Kennenberg. And here's having to brought out this caution, and Aaron Macklin did his best to stay on the high side to stay out of the way, but unfortunately, he gets hooked in the left rear quarter pounder by Danny Wells, and then that in turn made him turn Brett Kennenberg into the safer barrier, and that just causes a huge chain reaction as Brett Kennenberg gets hit by Nathan Ormond as Kennenberg spins around the track. Alex Drayton gets into the right rear of Jonathan Zorland, and Seth Cole, he gives a piece of Brett Kennenberg. Chris Dalton gets a piece of it, then Kyle Matthews and Simon Oscon. It just causes a chain reaction of cars just spinning around. Mitchell Collins also gets into it in the 22. Ryan Acosta wisely dodges all of this as you just see black smoke erupting from the 43 of Jonathan Zorland. So he's going to be out after he had that spectacular save earlier in the day. His day is going to end just a few laps before the finish line here. We're going to have to get a couple of onboards with this because a lot happened on the front straightaway. Here we are riding on board with the number 14 highpoint.com Ford Mustang of Alex Drayton. Yeah, just a huge chain reaction there, right at the front straightaway. I know the crowd definitely got a great look of all that. Now here we are on board with the number 78 near destroyed Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet Camaro of Ron Acosta. Somehow Ron Acosta was able to get near the inside of the safer barrier, and he completely missed all of that, what happened on the front straightaway. Now here we are with one last on board with the number 38 Dew Wipes Ford Mustang of Brett Kennenberg. Yeah, unfortunately, Kennenberg, he just became a human pinball there in that front stretch calamity. And here we are back at New Hampshire. We're going to restart with 5 laps to go. And we had 2 more drivers to retire out of the race. They are Jonathan Zorland and Brett Kennenberg. 5 more laps to go. And oh man, what's going on with James Qualls? Oh man, James Qualls, he just dropped down below the apron. He might be out of gas. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's out of gas or he's blown up. But Dylan Poteet is going to be the race leader. Second is Brayson Mitchell. Third, Dougie Shears. Fourth is Brendan Crasta. Fifth now is going to be Joshua Mudd. Sixth, Jake Rogers. Seventh now is going to be Tim Fiegel. Eighth is Stephen Colin. Ninth is Cody Lamas. And rounding out the top 10 is Nathan Hudson. The rest of the top 15 are Danny Wells, Nathan Orman, RJ Bishop, Joshua Osborne, and Dylan Young. As we head back to the front, the green flag is now back out. But now the question is, do these guys have to come back down pit road? Because no one has made an indication from pit road yet. I don't know, but Brandon Crasser, he's making a move to the inside for third place by Dougie Shears. Can't quite do it yet, as Brayson Mitchell still sitting in second place. He's trying to do whatever he can to chase down that number 31. But Paul T, he's going to try to do what he can to run away with that lead. Ever since he took the lead, he has not looked back. Brandon Krause now takes away third, as James Qualls, he is not coming back onto the track. But now here comes Joshua Mudd in the 5. Oh man, Joshua Mudd trying to represent for Hendrick Motorsports here today. How would he feel to get another win here? The last time Joshua Mudd went to victory lane, gosh, I'm trying to think. I believe it was at Kansas last season when he drove the 48. I believe that was the last time that he went to victory lane. But, oh man, this is all about Dylan Pote. But Brayson Mitchell and Brandon Krause, these two are working together to chase down that 31 car. Next time, Bob, we're going to have 2 laps to go. Can the 31, the 41, or the 23 make it on fuel? Oh, man. I don't know why Pote's run to the outside, but hopefully that doesn't make him lose the lead. But, oh, man, they're trying to do whatever he can to hang on to that lead. But now we see that Brandon Krause is trying to get around the 41 for second place. That's exactly what Pote needs to happen. The more that these two battle side by side for second, that's going to allow the 31 to get away. As we're coming to the white flag. The white flag is now waving here at New Hampshire. And no one has anything for Dylan Pote. But Brandon Krause might. I don't know. This race will end under green. I don't know if Brandon Krause has anything for Dylan Pote. He's trying to do what he can to get around the 41, but it may be too little too late. He's going to have to really throw it in there. But Pote is not letting anyone ruin this day for him. Coming out of turn 4 for the final time, when the Foxwoods Resort and Casino 301. Dylan Pote, he finally brings his number 31 to victory lane here, as he will capture his first win of the season. Sonico Fuel and Victories congratulates Dylan Pote for winning here at New Hampshire, as he will most likely get back into the top 10 of the standings. Pote brings that great clips number 31 to victory lane here today, as he will bring it home. Oh man. What a good way to get back to another race after being MIA for a month. Okay, S4 Foxwoods 301, race number 22, and this race is official. Dylan Pote, ever since he took the lead, he did not look back, and now he can finally add a win with his official number. The last time he was in victory lane before this, I believe it was back at Watkins Glen last season when he was in the GoDaddy colors. But I bet he is gonna celebrate hard today with some pizza. Brandon Krause ends up second place. Good run for the 23 team. The same goes for Brayson Mitchell. He'll have to end up with a third place podium finish here for the Stewart-Haas Racing Stable. Joshua Mudd ends up 4th. Dougie Shears ends up with a top 5 after having a very strong car here today. Jake Rogers ends up 6th. Good run for the Everham Motorsports driver. Cody Lamas fought his way up to 7th place after starting mid-pack. Stephen Cole in the 88 finishes 8th. Tim Fiegel rounds out to finish 9th, and Nathan Hudson ends up with a top 10. Then we have RJ Bishop, Danny Wells, Joshua Osborne, Cole Deaver, and Alex Ferranti getting in trouble in that last caution. He ends up with a top 15 still. Then we have Dylan Young, Seth Cole, Alex Drayton, Mitchell Collins, and Chris Darlington. Despite all the trouble he got into, he ends up with a top 20. Then we have Samit Oskan, Dustin Stuller, and Ryan Acosta with a near-destroyed car. He'll end up 23rd. he was the last car on the lead lap. Then we have Kyle Matthews, Nathan Orman, and James Qualls and Christina Bell all end up a lap down. They couldn't make it on fuel, but luckily the rest of the leaders ended up doing. Then Aaron Macklin, the 98 that flipped upside down, was able to finish this race despite being 3 laps down. Okay, then from 29th to 42nd, we have Brett Kennenberg, Jonathan Zorlin, Jessica Shelton, James McLeod, Matt McIntyre, Zachary Fitzwater, Cole Daly, Charles Sanford, Michael Norman, Levi McIntyre, Skye Commons, Allison Rain, William Brock, and Steven Gonzalez. That is our field. Well, race fans, that does it here for New Hampshire. The next time the SEGA Cup Series comes up on YouTube after this, we're going to be going to Watkins Glen. So we're going to have yet another road course this season. And hopefully I can get it tweaked out to have some good racing just like I did here and in Infineon. What kind of racing will we see at the Glen? You're going to have to stay tuned and find out. Congratulations one last time to Dylan Pote for winning the Foxwoods Resort and Casino 301. And we'll see you at the Glen.